following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Watkins Glen International for qualifying in race 25 of the season and season number 7 of the NRLOA Chick-fil-A Cup Series, the Lake Effect Ice Cream 400K. This is uncharted qualifying here from the Glen, only 5 minutes. These guys might only get 1 lap in a piece here. Just going to have to see, but either way, alongside Caleb Hoffman for qualifying here today. He'll be alongside for the race tomorrow as well. Last road course race of the season, and races that we have seen in the past have been quite exhilarating here. So what do you expect tomorrow in the 15-lap event around this 3.4-mile road course?
Well, I just expect these drivers to be aggressive. This isn't your normal Watkins Glen. This is Watkins Glen with the boot, and it makes for very exciting racing. So we should have a show tomorrow. It's going to be fun to watch. It
definitely is. Joseph Simwell's in the 36 this weekend. And remember, the top 2 fastest times will advance on to the show. It's Joseph Simwell on the 36, Sebastian Kukulon, the Turkey Hill Series points leader, in the number 71. Comes into the race later today, 23 points ahead of Nick Smith. That race will be over on Napa Fan at 5 p.m. Eastern. Number 85 is Josh Crash. Casey Hoffman, who made his first start at Road America earlier this season, qualified in that one. We'll have to see if he qualifies for this one as well. Number 67 is Cameron Gadue once again. The number 18 is Nathan Faden, and then Alex Russell in the 98 with Adam Lewis in the 74. Everybody's out there, so everyone's going to get a lap in at least here in uncharted qualifying. I will say that last week's race at Chicagoland was probably one of the worst races I've ever done. But we didn't have a crash fest, so I was okay with it. No, you guys probably did not like that. This race is going to be much better. There are no cautions, but the racing here at Watkins Glen is better than any other road course we go to throughout the entire season. So expect a good one tomorrow for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 400K. Joseph Simwell is going to be the first driver to complete a lap, but Sebastian Kukulon's right behind him. He might get a bit of a draft here down this long back straightaway. And this place is fast enough where a draft can definitely come into play. There's Josh Crash in the 85, Casey Hoffman in the 97. And everybody's going to complete their lap on the same lap here. So Adam Lowe is going to be the last guy. He's halfway through the boot right now, and the number 36 of Joseph Simwell is just entering it.
Yeah, and an interesting part about this is, there's no bus stop on this variation of Watkins Glen. It makes that long back very interesting when it comes to drafting, and as well as when you get into the boot, it's going to be a heavy point, and hitting your marks right there. That's going to be a huge thing for tomorrow's race.
It definitely will. No question about it. The carousel is actually one of the best places to pass on this racetrack for these guys because we skipped the chicane. So we expect a lot of passes to happen in tomorrow's race right throughout that section of the racetrack. Of course, all these corners are pretty good for passing. All wide sweeping corners, no tight corners on this racetrack, so they keep a relatively fast speed around this place. Here's Joseph Simwell. He is going to complete his lap. Kukulon's lap's going to be slowed up a little bit because he hit that outside wall. And I don't know if that 71's going to qualify for the show tomorrow with that. Number 85 of Josh Crash is going to go to the top of the board. Here's Casey Hoffman in the 97, second fastest. He knocks off Joseph Simwell. Cameron Gadue, third fastest. Not enough to advance on. Next guy in line is Nathan Faden. Comes into the race later today. 6th in the point standings for the Turkey Hill Series. We'll see if he gets it here in the number 18. Number 18 qualified last week with Tyson Conway. We'll see if the 18 with Nathan Faden gets it done here at Watkins Glen, and he will. Top of the board for Nathan Faden. Alex Russell's going to be the next guy in line. He is still through the boot right now, and he is going to exit it right here. And after Alex Russell, it is Adam Lewis, the last guy to complete a lap here at the Watkins Glen International. So Alex Russell Will he have a fast enough time to knock off Josh Crash from the second position? A little wide off the corner, but he keeps it off the wall. And at the stripe he goes to 6th, so that's not going to be enough for him to advance. Adam Lewis, the last one for Tanker Motorsports in the 74 team. He is going to clock in to the top of the board. So Adam Lewis is now fastest. He, along with Nathan Faden, will advance on the way they are currently running. Joseph Simwell is going to get another lap in. However, we'll have to see if this is faster than the other 2 times on the board. Simwell crosses the line, and he does not advance his time. Josh Crash in the 85. Will he advance his time? No, he won't. Casey Hoffman fails to advance his time. Cameron Gadue fails to advance his time. And with that, I think it's going to be Adam Lewis and Nathan Faden advancing on to the Watkins Glen race for Season 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So there's Nathan Faden completing another lap on the racetrack. Of course, he did not advance his time there either, so nobody getting faster in their second laps here at Watkins Glen. Their first laps were the fastest ones here in this session. Very interesting thing to point out for the main qualifying session. It's going to be that first lap, I think, where a lot of guys are going to get their fast times in, and not their second laps. We'll have to see here. Alex Russell's going to get a time in. He's going to get a second lap. We'll see if it's faster than his first one. His first one was not that fast for the number 98, but he's going to barely...
Very wide off of the last corner.
Very wide off that corner, and at the line...
Yeah.
Yeah, no advancement for Alex Russell. And that's it. Adam Lewis and Nathan Faden advancing to the show tomorrow morning, and they'll also qualify along with the other 40 full-time drivers for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 400K from Watkins Glen. So let's go ahead and set the starting lineup for the 5th chase race of the season, race 25 of the season here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And here we are, ready to set the starting lineup for tomorrow's 15-lap event around this 3.4-mile road course in Watkins Glen, New York, the long version of the Glen. And I'm looking forward to this race. The last road course race of the season, but definitely going to be the best one. I was doing some testing here, and let me tell you, the racing was very, very good. And I'm looking forward to see who gets it done here at the Glen. Starting lineup's going to be critical. Since it is a road course, we don't have cautions, but we'll have pit stops tomorrow. Starting in the top 10 is probably what you want to do for this race if you want to get a good finish.
Yeah, Watkins Glen is always one of the most entertaining races on the schedule. You know, as a driver, you know, spectator, is super fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to how layout is going to provide for better racing, especially down this long stretch. Like I said, you know, that's going to be interesting. Trying to outbrake your competitor going into the boot. It's all going to be very fun to watch.
It definitely will be. Trey Bartow, first driver out there on the racetrack. Had a great run at Chicagoland last weekend. I believe he finished in the 8th position. Had just a great day at Chicagoland, and that team has been rebounding quite a bit as of late, so great to see that at a Mobile One Racing. Here's the number 26 of JoJo Carter. He is second guy out there. Blaine Keys, who's now last in the points after Luke Rainey, ended up surpassing him in the points standings. After the Chicagoland race, Rainey got his first top 10 of the season in that event last week. Matthew Phillips, chase driver Nicholas Sambadio, comes into this event 47 behind. He is 9th in the chase standings. It's not been a good chase for him so far. But still 6 races left, and that's plenty of enough time to close in a 47-point gap. But if he does not start to close that in now, it's a good chance he's not going to get this championship here for this season. There's Julio Caesar. Number 47, Richard Kinghart, Zachary Fitzwater, Justin Knight, Cameron Garlington, Alexander Rowe, Nathan Stapleton, Daniel McMillan. Trying to find some chase drivers. There's Michael Canto last in the chase points, 63 behind the points leader Elijah Gordon. Not been a good season for him either. William Brock's right there as we look through the rest of the field here. There's Luke Rainey again. Like I mentioned, first top 10 of the season last weekend at the Chicagoland Speedway. He finished 4th. And This team's got some momentum after that one, so we'll have to see what they do here today. Matt Dallio there in the 79. Battling with Nathan Faden on the racetrack in a qualifying session. Don't quite know what the deal is there. Brad Stover, second in the points coming into this race, 11 points behind. He's been kind of quiet during the chase, but he now finds himself second in the points, so it's not been too bad for this team. They're 11 points behind our points leader, Elijah Gordon. There's the 39 of Jonathan Wong, Andrew Miller, Justin Roberts, Juan Garcia, Garrett Senor, Jay Jefferson. There's John Stewart, only 13 behind. Same with Roger Ray. Both Ray and Stewart are tied in the points. Cody Sill is our defending race winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Got the win at Chicagoland. He is 12 points behind Elijah Gordon. Stuart Gratton only 17 points behind Elijah Gordon in the points. And there he is, the points leader of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series after 4 chase races. Elijah Gordon, 2,126 points. Will he hold on to that point lead at the end of this race? This place is not the friendliest to him. I can tell you that much, because I think it was Hers Elimination Series season number 3. He pretty much dominated the event here. But on the final corner, on the final lap, he overshot that dreaded turn 11. And they wrecked, and Max Titan took the victory. So Elijah Gordon got a bit of a chip on his shoulder in this racetrack. He comes into this thing the points leader. I have a feeling he might do a pretty good job in tomorrow's race. We're just going to have to see. Trey Bartow, JoJo Carter is the fastest. They're only 2 guys to complete a full lap under speed at this point. Looks like Justin Heath overshot the corner. Tried to come down the pit lane, but you really can't do that. Justin Heath is 40 points behind coming into this race. It has not been the best of chases for him, and he massively smacked that outside wall right there. Heavy damage to the number 30. Diego Yepes, the other chase driver, 26 points behind. He still got a decent chance at the championship for American Motorsports, but those are where the chase drivers are. And this is the kind of racing we're going to be seeing tomorrow. You see Trey Bartow was behind Aaron Walpole, down that back straightaway, got the draft on him, and tried the slingshot to the inside through the carousel. What makes it interesting is these guys tend to stay side by side for quite a while. Walpole now with the advantage on the inside, and he'll actually stay ahead of the number 4. But this is a taste of what we're going to see tomorrow morning here for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 400K. The racing we get here is definitely very intense, and I'm looking forward to it here at the Watkins Glen International.
Yeah, and as you come down this long straightaway, there's a heavy braking point right here. It's also crucial to get this down, because if you don't, you're into that sand pit and you're going to lose most, if not all, of your positions.
There's Elijah Gordon in the 5. He's going to complete his first lap under speed right here. We'll have to see where he falls in place with everybody else. Very critical for Elijah Gordon to get a good run here, Watkins Glen, if he's going to keep this championship run alive. Of course, 11 points ahead of Brad Stover coming into this race. He'd definitely like to stay the points leader until the end of the season. Gordon's going to get around, clock in his time. He had to check up a little bit, however, because Stuart Gratton got into the outside wall ahead of him. And Elijah Gordon is going to be 17th fastest after that one. Justin Roberts just went to the top of the board in the number 83. He won at Riverside earlier this season, and Riverside's a little bit similar to Watkins Glen considering the wide sweeping corners. It's a fast road course, so might be seeing Justin Roberts get a second road course win this season. We have yet to see a driver win 3 races yet. Justin Roberts has won twice this season. He might get another one here in the number 83 this weekend. William Brock, Zachary Fitzwater, Blaine Keys, Julio Caesar. Highest chase driver is Cody Sill in the 37. He is 6th fastest right now. He is currently the only chase driver in the top 10 running order here in qualifying. After that win he got at Chicagoland, I think he's got a lot of momentum coming into this weekend, and you got to look for him to possibly win this championship. Comes into this race only 12 points behind. He has been quiet all season long until that win last weekend, and I think now he is ready to fight hard to win this championship in his sophomore year of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me also, it's, you go a long time without winning, and as soon as you get that first win, whether it be of your career or of the season, it's just momentum, and the more momentum you have, the easier it is to win. And the number 37 of Cody Sill definitely has a lot of momentum coming into this week.
He definitely does after that dominating performance at Chicagoland. Aaron Walpole, a little edgy there with Nathan Stapleton. There's Elijah Gordon. We'll have to see where he clocks in here. I think Grattan overshot the corner again. You see him try to get down the pit lane. It did not work out too well for him. Elijah Gordon 16th fastest. There's John Stewart 17th fastest right now. Roger Ray is 11th fastest. A great run for him for Zidell Motorsports. The next chase drivers in line include Diego Yepes in 19th. The number 24 Nicholas Amadio in 28th. Next guy in line, Stuart Grattan, is 36th. Justin Heath, 37th. Michael Cantor, 38th. And Brad Stover, don't think he's clocked in a full time yet, but I was about to say, very uncharacteristic of Brad Stover to be the last guy in qualifying. I think he has the best average starting position of any driver in the field this season. And right now he's in last place here in qualifying at Watkins Glen. That is not at all what Brad Stover needs. He won at Canadian Tire. He's won a road course race this season. The winners of the road course races so far have been Justin Roberts, Brad Stover, and Ace Garcia. So we'll have to see how those guys do tomorrow in the last road course race of the season. Of course, Justin Roberts right now sitting on the pole. He's the only guy under a minute 44. So watch out for him to possibly get the win tomorrow if he can hold on from that front row starting position. Only got a few seconds left. There's going to be some more added time so everyone can get a lap in. But other than that, this session's about over. And we saw in the uncharted session where the fast times came early in a run and not later in a run. So you got to get your good lap in on that first lap, or otherwise you're probably not going to improve too much. And Cody Sill, 8th fastest, highest chase driver here in qualifying right now. It's going to definitely make it interesting because a lot of the chase drivers are back in the field. So we'll have to see how that affects the points at the end of the day tomorrow.
Yeah, another variable is, these guys that are fast, they have like a 7 or 8 car draft train down that backstretch. These guys that aren't doing too well don't have that. So it shows you how much in the race how much drafting is going to affect your speed along the backstretch into the carousel.
That long back straightaway definitely a huge opportunity to make passes at this place, and what makes this place so interesting. There's so many opportunities to pass because these guys are going so fast constantly. And I was just mentioning Brad Stover. He was last there. Well, he's just moved himself to the 2nd position. A front row start for Brad Stover right now in the 99. Like I said, the best average starting position of any driver this season, and that right there is why he has it. 2nd fastest for Brad Stover, unable to beat the 83 of Justin Roberts from the top position, but that outside lane is actually a good place to start the race. That usually is actually the place where the guy tends to get the advantage on the start, but Brad Stover looking for his 3rd win of the season. He won a Canadian Tire in Nashville earlier on, and he might get his first win in the chase if he can hold on to this 2nd starting position. Only 11 points behind Elijah Gordon. The way they are going to line up, he will be more than 11 positions ahead of Elijah Gordon starting tomorrow's race. So looking good for Brad Stover to possibly take the points lead at the end of the day tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting race, no question about it. And a lot's going to happen in it as well. But Justin Roberts, you see Elijah Gordon there overshooting the corner. We're going to see a lot of that tomorrow as well. Definitely a common theme here at Watkins Glen. That final turn, turn number 11. It's just not your place if you go a little wide off that corner. And you got to keep that thing off that outside wall because, as you can see, it doesn't look pretty when you don't. There's Stover, number 99. 2nd fastest. And we're trying to find Justin Roberts, who is going to be the fastest here in this qualifying session. And there he is in the number 83 for Hamill Racing Enterprises, looking for his 3rd win of the season here in season number 7 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. The last time he had actually won a race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, I believe, was in season 1 when he won the 2nd ever race of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at Atlanta. He's been around a long time. And one of those season 1 veterans coming back this season, having a very good season and grabbing a pole here at the Watkins Glen International. That's how they'll line up for tomorrow's Lake Effect Ice Cream 400-kilometer race. And take a look there. Brad Stover in 2nd. Cody Sill is 9th. Next chase driver in line is Roger Ray in 12th. Elijah Gordon 17th. John Stewart 18th. Then you get down here, and the rest of the guys are back in here. Nicholas Amadio is 30th. Then you have Stuart Gratton, Justin Heath, and Michael Canto, 39th through 41st back in there. Definitely not the runs those guys wanted, no question about it. And Diego Yepes there in 20th, decent run for him here in this qualifying session. But anyways, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, it's the Lake Effect Ice Cream 400K over on Napa Fans, so definitely check that out. It's going to be a much better race than last week's race was. I can guarantee that here from the Watkins Glen International. 15 laps, 2-stop race. It's going to come down to strategy and you making sure you don't overshoot turn number 11. It's going to be fun from the Watkins Glen International. On behalf of Caleb Hoffman, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.